We've got comments coming from a Nawaz Sharif briefing to journalists after coming to India, and I want to take you through some of the things that he said. Nawaz Sharif will assure Narendra Modi of expediting the 2611 case. Sharif will also assure Narendra Modi that terrorism will be dealt with. Narendra Modi personally invited Nawaz Sharif to come to India, and that's how Nawaz Sharif agreed. Modi knew that Nawaz Sharif was coming, but was also aware that there would be a delay in announcement because of local factors in Pakistan. Pakistan is ready to grant India the NDMA status very soon. Pakistan wants talks to resume for the composite dialogue to begin. Nawaz Sharif, and this is significant, will not be meeting Hurriyat leaders. He will neither be meeting Atal Bihari Vajpayee nor LK Advani. I want to go across to General VP Malik first, because he's making a promise, General Malik, once again, of dealing with terror, of clamping down with terror. He wants talks to resume, which is natural for him to expect that talks will resume. But can we take him seriously on this promise of clamping down on terror? They haven't done so far. What makes us believe that they will do so this time, sir?
So, I think his promises will be based on the ground situation. If the ground situation improves, we can say yes, we'll go along with you. If they don't improve or if they deteriorate, then we'll know how to answer that. So therefore, we have to have a separate policy of retaliation or of being able to reply. So at the moment, as I say it, it's a very good gesture on the part of the new Prime Minister to invite him, and all the answers that we have seen from Pakistani side and from the Nawaz Sharif side, they appear to be very positive.
No, you're saying the answers are positive, but Mr. Dogra, let's compare answers with reality. Since the time Nawaz Sharif has taken over, we've seen his brother Shahbaz Sharif, the Chief Minister of Pakistan Punjab, actually increase aid to the Jamatul Dawa Hafiz Saeed's organization. Terror camps are still flourishing in Punjab and in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Why should we take this man seriously? Can we take him at face value, given his past track record and his recent track record, sir?
We shouldn't take him at his face value. Former Army Chief Kayani told the American ambassador when Nawaz Sharif was in opposition 4 years back, I don't trust Nawaz Sharif. The Army Chief of Pakistan does not trust Nawaz Sharif. So if you trust Nawaz Sharif, that's a separate issue. Now let's come to the specifics. He says he'll expedite 2611 trial. We've received this assurance from many ministers and many prime ministers of Pakistan over the last 2-3 years. Nothing has moved on. He says he'll grant NDMA status. Firstly, I object to the term grant. He's not giving us any money, or he's not giving us any favor. NDMA should not be called NDMA. It should be called Most Favored Nation, which they are afraid of calling India, because it means Pasindanda,
Sabse Pasandida Mulk. So they have a problem with that.
They have a problem with that. But this also shows the attitude. This also shows the
absolutely. Given that he hasn't delivered on any of the promises he made before the elections, when he makes these grand promises speaking to our journalists in Delhi, can he be trusted?
Rahul, let me sorry to interrupt you. Let me quote from the speech he gave.
Yes.
When Mr. Vajpayee went in February 1999 to Lahore, I'll just quote the first 2 sentences. He said, "It is springtime in Lahore. The chill of winter is fading away." He was prophetically right, because the chill of winter was fading away in the hills of Kargil. So please don't take Nawaz Sharif at face value.
Okay, Kamal Mitra Chinoy.
Well, we are in a bit of a jam. If we don't take Nawaz Sharif, who can we take? The argument is that after all, the army is calling the shots. But we have to strengthen Nawaz Sharif to the extent that the civilian bureaucracy and others think there are advantages for Pakistan to do so. But the problem is that even in civilian matters like MFN, a section of the Pakistan Chamber of Commerce opposed it. So, it's a complex kind of situation. We should not hope for too much and keep our powder dry.
As an intelligence operative, Colonel Arasin Singh, would you trust Nawaz Sharif at this juncture?
So it's not a question of trusting, and we know the structure of the dispensation there. We know which institution stands where in that country. But the fact is that whom do you do business with? You can't modify your structures to, you know, to suit their structures. That cannot happen. You have, and a country with whom you have diplomatic relations, you have to talk to somebody. But coming back to this point, you know, Nawaz Sharif, during the run-up to the elections, I think one major plank was trade, and trade with India. Now, whenever we talk of trade, it's a normal discourse in Pakistan. Oh, if you allow trade, they will increase their influence. If we ask for a corridor, trade corridor to Central Asia, Afghanistan, they said, oh, they will use it for influence in Afghanistan, in Central Asia. So, you know, being hostage to this kind of a thing, you know, and they have done it with
true, but linked to Nawaz Sharif's presence in India is the appointment of Ajit Doval as India's new National Security Advisor. Complete contrast from Shiv Shankar Menon. He's an operations man, played a very important role in Blue Star when he won a Kirti Chakra. In fact, I saw Veer Sanghvi, you were interviewing Ajit Doval very recently. Yeah. Give our viewers a sense of the mind of Ajit Doval and the sort of mindset he brings to this very crucial position.
I think he's different from many other DIVs and people we've had in the past. The first thing to remember about him is that his background is domestic intelligence. Like M.K. Narayanan rather than Shiv Shankar Menon, he comes from the IB, he doesn't come from RNAW or from outside. There's often a criticism of IB people, and certainly there was a criticism of Narayanan that IB people who do internal security, are obsessed with Pakistan, with our own security, don't understand the big picture. And it was often said that Narayanan as DIB may have been good, but as NSA was completely out of his depth. I put this question to Doval, and his view was an interesting view. His view was that anybody who is in charge of internal security in India has to have some external component also, because many of our problems come from Pakistan, they come from Bangladesh, they come from Sri Lanka. Our national security advisor should be a security advisor. What Doval said he should not do is worry about promoting a joint secretary in the External Affairs Ministry, etc., which is the kind of stuff the last national security advisor was obsessed with. He said there's probably a case for having an ambassador at large or somebody else in the foreign ministry. But the national security, or somebody in the PMO who does the foreign ministry job, say Hardeep Puri type figure. But the job of the national security advisor is to get our security back on track and to get our intelligence back on track. Anybody in the intelligence establishment will tell you that under Narayanan, the government crippled RNAW. It is now a shadow of its former self. IB also needs a lot more inputs. And Doval, because he's a man who understands what's going on, he's always had assets on the ground, he's an operational guy.
No,
he's
there
a bit
are
of a James Bond.
how...
Yeah, he's a bit of a James Bond figure. He went before Operation Black Thunder into the Golden Temple, dressed up, pretended to be a militant, pretended to be actually a Pakistani emissary to the militants, found out what they were doing, relayed this to the National Security Guard. He's played the same role in the Northeast. This is not a man who reads briefing papers. This is a man who's put his feet on the ground, has put his life on the line, who knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. And that's why everyone's so excited about having him as the National Security Advisor. Everyone here knows him really well. But I want to go across to General VP Malik. Veer Sanghvi says he's a bit of a James Bond character. And you ask anyone watching this broadcast today, should we do a covert operation to take down Dawood Ibrahim? They'll say, yes, we must. You know, if he's not in Pakistan, what can the Pakistanis crib about if we take him down? And if there's any one man, I'd say, in this country who's capable of masterminding such an operation, you've now got him sitting on the chair of the National Security Advisor. What do you make of this appointment, General Malik?
You know, firstly, I must give full credit to Ajit Doval for his on-hand experience that he has got. For a very long time, he has functioned in various capacities on the intelligence side. So there is nobody more experienced person, no one more experienced person than him at the moment. But the point I want to make is that today national security issues, both military and non-military, are huge, very comprehensive. So therefore, we need to increase the capacity of the NSA in terms of more experts being placed with him, and also enlarging the secretariat so that we can coordinate our policies better. Unfortunately, we have not been able to coordinate our policies better under the previous 2-3 NSAs that we have seen. So my first recommending yes, NSA Ajit Doval, I would also say that we have to look into the whole department of the NSA,
absolutely.
the kind of functioning that he does.
Absolutely.
So we need
Colonel
to enlarge
RSN,
that with more
as an
experts.
intel operative, are you excited about having an operations man like Ajit Doval, given the role he's played in the northeast in Pakistan, also in Operation Blue Star? Is he the right man for a country that is itching to take down Hafiz Saeed
Look, I know him personally. I have interacted with him, and so have you many times. He
Yes.
has been on your program, and you will agree with me that each time he has been on your any television channel, he comes across as a very, very matured man, professionally. And I actually don't buy this idea that whether an IB man is more fit or a raw man is more fit or an armed forces person is more fit. I think you tend to get good calibers from everywhere, and maybe it can be Indian Foreign Service man also. I mean, to typecast would not be correct. And he has had experience abroad also, let me tell you. He has
absolutely, and he's run the Vivekananda Foundation.
He has had experience abroad, and he understands military matters very well. Very well.
Absolutely. I want to take our viewers through some of Narendra Modi's key advisors, because these are the people who will shape policy, determine and set what India actually does. Let's take you through the whole list of Modi's key advisors and the sort of mindset they bring to a Modi meeting.
They are the men who will keep the Modi machinery well-oiled. Modi has named two of his top aides, who will be his eyes and ears when it comes to national security and governance. Former Intelligence Bureau Chief Ajit Doval is the new National Security Advisor. Nipendra Mishra, who headed Telecom Watchdog TRAI, is the Principal Secretary in the PMO. Doval played the chief negotiator for India during the IC-814 hijacking case in December 1999. Credited with a string of anti-insurgency operations, Doval was the first police officer to get Kirti Chakra. Doval's negotiation skills will be put to test on Tuesday, when Prime Minister Modi will hold bilateral talks with Nawaz Sharif. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Who Narendra Modi's key advisors are. I want to take you through the challenges for the new Home Minister. Tackling cross-border terrorism. Terrorism emerging especially from Pakistani soil, increasingly also the role that China is playing, the role that Bangladesh is playing, that's been dealt with, but Pakistan remains a big problem. Tackling Naxalism is another major challenge that the new Home Minister will have to deal with. And I want our experts also to take our viewers through whether or not they feel that Rajnath Singh will be able to do some of these things, like improve coordination between the different intelligence agencies. A lot of the groundwork was done by Chidambaram when he was Home Minister. A lot of it was undone when we saw Sushil Kumar Shinde come in and not be able to take that good work forward, modernize the ill-equipped security forces operating in the internal security of the country. The paramilitary forces work with states under a federal arrangement. Those are the key challenges for the new Home Minister. I want to take our viewers through, and I want first for Colonel RSN Singh to talk about whether or not you feel that Rajnath Singh is well placed to deal with the significant challenges that have been listed out.
See, the challenge is very tall. Let me tell you, these elections are actually were the barometer of a reflection of your internal security situation.
Okay.
The number of phases in which elections are held is actually a revelation of your internal security environment. I remember the last Chhattisgarh assembly elections, 1 lakh central armed police personnel had to be deployed. Now, in these elections, we also saw a public rally being targeted, where the target was not only the leader, but the people.
I've got my colleague Kamlesh Sutar at this time standing by at Maharashtra Southern, where all the BJP Shiv Sena MPs have gotten together. They will be heading for the swearing-in ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan in a few moments from now. Kamlesh, what's the mood amongst the BJP Sena MPs? We were being told that some of the Sena MPs unhappy with only one minister portfolio being given to Anand Geete. They were expecting more. Give our viewers a sense of what the mood is in Maharashtra Southern at this time, Kamlesh.
There is a lot of excitement about the swearing-in ceremony that is going to take place in Delhi. We are in a bus that has all the MPs from Maharashtra. The excitement is so much. Maharashtra BJP leaders have hired a special bus that will be travelling for the swearing-in ceremony. Maharashtra was one state after UP where the BJP Shiv Sena alliance has got maximum number of seats. 42 seats, beg your pardon, from Maharashtra. All leaders are travelling here. We'll ask them what is the kind of excitement they have. Nana Patole, who hails from Gondia, आप जा रहे हैं swearing in ceremony के लिए special बस में, किस तरह की भावना है?
बहुत खुश हूँ मैं, मेरे भंडारा गोंदिया जिले के जनता का मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ कि ऐसे ऐतिहासिक क्षण में मुझे वहाँ पे उपस्थित रहने का मौका मिल रहा है. एक सामान्य आदमी इस देश का प्रधानमंत्री बन रहा है. ये देश के लिए बहुत बड़ी खुशखबरी है.
Happiness, they are happy with the fact that Narendra Modi is becoming the Prime Minister of the country. There are some more MPs here. Young MP Hina Gavit, Dr. Hina Gavit, she is also travelling. Hina, would like to know from you, what is the kind of excitement that you have?
I'm really excited to go and see this swearing-in ceremony of Honorable Modi ji. It is like a dream come true for me to see the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, swearing in as a Prime Minister of the country.
So you can see the excitement there. For some, it's an honor to be part of the celebration, but for some, it's also one of the most memorable moments of their life. With camera person Kiran Sabkal, Kamlesh Sutar in Delhi for Headlines Today.
Those were the Maharashtra MPs of the BJP and the Shiv Sena, very excited, and they have every reason to, because several of them weren't quite sure that they were winning. When we were traveling, we saw several MPs very worried about what might happen, and they ended up winning. Just shows how the Modi wave transcended all local equations and helped several of them come to power. No wonder they're so excited to be at Modi's swearing in. Narendra Modi has tweeted just a short while before now, where he's thanking people from all walks of life for coming in for this swearing in. Let's take you through what he's saying. I'm glad and honored that people from all walks of life will join the swearing in ceremony. I welcome them all. And it baffles me, how is it that this person is able to do all these meetings, start his day with the first public event at 7 a.m., go on till 11, 12, not take a break either on Saturday or Sunday, and yet find time to tweet in the middle of all of this?
I imagine that doesn't take very long to tweet. No? You can tell somebody who's got a computer next to him, say tweet this. That's not a problem.
No, but it is interesting about how he has a constant conversation, Shiv Vishwanathan. We're seeing over here images from inside the Taj Mansingh Hotel, where we are being told in a short while from now, Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will be leaving for Rashtrapati Bhavan, where he will be part of Narendra Modi's swearing in ceremony. And there are a whole host of SAARC leaders who've been invited. But the whole equation between India and Pakistan is such that the moment Nawaz Sharif is in the house, or Nawaz Sharif or any representative from Pakistan is there, all cameras and all attention get focused fairly on Pakistan and on Nawaz Sharif. Shiv Vishwanath.
See, I think I'm troubled about one thing. India is ready for a paradigm change, but the Pakistani regime freezes paradigms. I think one has to be ready for that. I think one has to be realized that we put our best step forward. It's a Pascalian wager. We do it, it might work. Even if it doesn't work, it's worthwhile. But I think one has to be a bit skeptical about Pakistan, at least in a methodological sense. So we're not met by a downturn of disappointment, which can lead to unnecessary backlash.
Oh, absolutely. And it's very important not to let Pakistan hog all the limelight. There's so many other important countries like Nepal, like Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, whose leaders are here, they must also get a significant share of the attention. Just about an hour and 10 minutes to go for the big swearing-in ceremony of India's new Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And what I want to do now is play in comments from all the key people who've been sounded out as ministers in the new Modi cabinet. Let's listen to the ministers to be and their sense with just minutes to go before their swearing in this evening.
What all guidelines that will be issued by Modi, that will be followed by we people. नरेंद्र मोदी का जो सपना है, जो उन्होंने सपना देखा है, इस देश को मजबूत बनाने का, संपन्न बनाने का, उस सपना को साकार करने में हम लोग सहयोगी की भूमिका निभाएंगे।
कि जो जिम्मेदारी दी है वो पूरी तरह से निष्ठा से, वफादारी से, ईमानदारी से काम करें, जनता के बीच में हमेशा रहें, प्रजा का काम करता रहें।
तो निश्चित रूप में जनता की अपेक्षाएं बड़ी है। मैं विश्वास रखता हूं कि नरेंद्र की मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हमारी यह सरकार जनता के सारी अपेक्षाओं पर खरी उतरेगी और उनकी अपेक्षाओं को पूरा करेगी।
What all guidelines that will be issued by Modi, that will be followed by we people.
नरेंद्र मोदी का जो सपना है, जो उन्होंने सपना देखा है, इस देश को मजबूत बनाने का, संपन्न बनाने का, उस सपना को साकार करने में हम लोग सहयोगी की भूमिका निभाएंगे।
कि जो जिम्मेदारी दी है वो पूरी तरह से निष्ठा से, वफादारी से, ईमानदारी से काम करें, जनता के बीच में हमेशा रहें, प्रजा का काम करता रहें।
तो निश्चित रूप में जनता की अपेक्षाएं बड़ी है। मैं विश्वास रखता हूं।
Those are some of the new ministers who will be sworn in. Some of those faces not so familiar, but faces you will get to know a lot of over the next several months.